On today's video, I'm going to show you how to install and use Batocera on a X64 or X86 computer. So basically a computer that uses an AMD or a Intel CPU. And the computer that I'll be using it on is an old Dell Optiplex 360. So the first thing I have to do is I need to download an image of a program called Batocera Linux, which will enable me to do that. And the next program I'll need is a program called Vanilla Etcher, and I would need a USB flash drive. That's all you would really need. So first I'm going to download Vanilla Etcher. So you could just go to you could download Vanilla Etcher here. Just go here and download it for your operating system. You're going to select this one because it's going to be a computer basically, or a PC. I already downloaded mine and installed it. You could do that if you don't already have this. Next thing you'll need is Batocera Linux. Go to Batocera's website, go to download, and you have to select this one right here. It's a 2.1 gigabyte file. So depending on how fast your internet speed is, it's going to take anywhere from maybe 3 to 10 minutes. Okay, now I downloaded it, and now I'm going to create an image file on a USB drive. Let me stick my USB drive in my computer. Okay, so the USB drive that I just stuck in is iDrive right there. That's where I'll be copying the image of Batocera to. So I'm going to start Vanilla Etcher. Okay, so select flash from. So I'm going to copy this link, Control C, and I'm going to press Control V to get there, to paste that, select that, select a USB drive. So make sure that the drive that you're selecting is the one that you want to install it on, because if you select the wrong one, it's going to delete everything on there. So just keep that in mind. Select. I'm going to copy this on there. This will take several minutes. And it's going to take a couple of minutes to verify the image to see if it was done correctly. And you have to wait. And after that, you just eject it and insert it into your computer. Okay, now it's done flashing. So I'm just going to exit. So when the program finishes, it automatically ejects your USB drive. So I'm going to try to connect it again and see what happens. Okay, this is a file right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to eject it and insert this into my computer. Okay, I'm going to start my computer. I'm going to press F2 to get into my BIOS. For this computer, it's F2. For your computer, it could be something else. This is a Dell Optiplex 360, so for Dell computers, that's F2 to go into the BIOS. The first thing I want to do is go into boot sequence and change the boot sequence setting. The USB device will be the first device. Second device would be hard drive. Okay. Press escape, and I want to insert a USB gamepad as well. That's another thing you'll need. Just plug this into my computer. Okay, let's see. Exit. Now Batocera is starting. Right now it's just configuring everything. This would take a couple of minutes. Batocera is kind of like Recalbox. You could do the same thing with Recalbox as well. You could copy an image of Recalbox and run it just like this. But I want to see how Batocera performs on an outdated computer like this. See what kind of ROMs it could run. Okay, that took a couple of minutes for it to configure everything. So I'm going to configure my controls. A, B. As you can see, everything is clearly outlined where you should press the buttons. D-pad up, down, left, right. Left shoulder 1, right shoulder 1. Analog left up, analog left, analog left left. Analog left right up, analog right left. Left shoulder 2. Left, right shoulder 2, L3, 4. I kind of screwed up here, so I'm gonna have to redo this. We'll press start again. If you do screw up, you could just go here to game settings again and press this button right here. That's the action button. Controller and Bluetooth settings, sorry. Controller mapping, okay. Press the button. A, B, X, Y. Start, select, down, left, right. now it's done. So this button right here, I don't know if you can see that or not. This button right here is to go back. This is the action button. As you can see. Right now I don't have any games in this, so I'm going to put some games in it right now. Okay, before I go back, I'm going to check the network settings. So the LAN IP address for this is 192.168.1.113, and the host name is Batocera. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to my computer. Okay, now I'm going to transfer the files to Batocera. So just open up Windows Explorer. You can open it up like that, or you can go to here and type in Windows Explorer and type in Batocera, or you could type in the IP address, which was 192.168.1.113. You could do that as well. Let's put some ROMs in there. So go to the ROMs folder. I'm going to put some NES ROMs in there. Okay, that's done. PC Engine. I already put it in there. Okay. SNES. It's right there. Okay, I already put that in there as well. Go to Neo Geo. I already put that in there. Go to MAME. That's for the arcade. Okay, done. Sega Genesis is called Mega Drive on Batocera ROM. Let's see, Mega Drive. There it is. Put the ROMs in there. Dreamcast, I already put that in there. Atari Lynx is called Lynx. And also, if you want to put BIOS files in here, you can. Just put them all in here. That's all you have to do. Except for the Neo Geo. For the Neo Geo, you have to put the Neo Geo BIOS file in here. Like that. In order for Neo Geo to work. And that's pretty much it. That's how you get access to putting ROMs and BIOS files and other files into Batocera. So let's go back to Let's go back to Batocera. Okay, now I'm back to my other computer with Batocera on it. So if you want to see the ROMs that I put in, then you have to restart Batocera. And after you do this, you should be able to see all the ROMs that you added in there. So this computer is the Dell Optiplex 360, which was released in 2008. And the graphics card that I have in here is a Geforce GTX. I'm sorry, it's a Geforce GT S or GT210 with 1 gigabyte of RAM. So the video card itself is as old as the computer. So the computer is at least 14 years old. I'm using it as a server, and I'm also testing Batocera on it. So let's run some games. Like first I'll be running .600. That ran pretty well. It's nice how they have the overlays in this emulation station. So I think this is a fork of, or a development from RetroArch. It's a fork of RetroArch, I think. It resembles it in every way, which I will show you later. Okay, that ran more easily. Okay, great. It's nice how they have the overlays on it. It makes it feel like it's a real Game Boy. When you have a lot of ROMs in there, that would be the best way to search it. Instead of going through, scrolling through hundreds of games. space on it, so it's has to be exact. So you don't need BIOS files for the Atari 2600, Atari 7800, Game Boy, NES, Super Nintendo, or Genesis. But you do need BIOS files for more advanced emulators like Sega Saturn, Sony Playstation, 3DO, and Dreamcast, to name a few. So this is one of the NES games that used the FX chip, which made the game a lot better than most Super Nintendo games. So they actually added hardware on the cartridge itself to enhance the game's performance and graphics and everything. That's good. It runs pretty smoothly. But it's totally useless. Genesis or Mega. So the Sega 32X was basically a upgrade for the Sega Genesis. Wasn't very successful because it was gonna compete directly with a Sega Saturn, which Sega did not like, because they wanted to promote their more modern 32-bit system. So the Sega 32X had I think it had 32-bit processors on it. So the upgrade was very simple. You just put the upgrade in the cartridge section. You just plugged it in the cartridge port, and that was it. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough developers for it, so that idea never went anywhere. There's nobody making programs for it or games for it, and obviously it's gonna fail. But people actually like the idea. Okay, let's see how this does. Than a 16-bit Sega Genesis or Mega Drive version. You can clearly see. It doesn't look like a 32-bit game at all. This is one of those optical disc games from the early 1980s. It's like an interactive game, kind of like Dragon's Lair. The graphics isn't as good as the original game. Okay. That one. Speed for the Sega CD. Back in the 1990s, CD-ROM was like a hit thing. Everybody wanted a CD-ROM. Everyone was talking about CD-ROM graphics and stuff like that. The Sega CD is basically Sega Genesis with a CD-ROM unit. So obviously the games can store a lot of data, because CD-ROMs could hold a lot of data. So you can have full motion graphics like what you just saw. The last Sega CD-ROM that I test on this. You don't need any BIOS files for the PC Engine emulator. CD, and you need BIOS files for this. Just like the Genesis CD or Sega CD, this version of CD unit for a PC Engine or TurboGrafx was the same idea. It was all about the multimedia optical disc trays. It Came from the Desert was a pretty popular game for the TurboGrafx 16 or PC Engine. That's a Japanese version of the TurboGrafx 16. So this game differs from the PC version or the Amiga version.
Buzz. Hey, Bill.
So the setting is more like in the 1980s. It came from the desert for the Amiga, and the PC was set in the 1950s, shortly after the Korean War.
Well, this place is still Funtown, USA.
As you can see, there's a lot of interactive videos with these CD type of games. X64 base PC or X86. Well, it's actually X64 because it's 64-bit architecture. And it shouldn't have any problem running this game. Unlike running this game on a ARM-based architecture, running it on even an old PC released back in 2008 with a pretty outdated graphics card is still better than running it on a single board computer with an ARM processor like a Raspberry Pi 4. Raspberry Pi 3, Orange Pi, Banana Pi, or whatever. Okay.
It's me, Mario. Hello. Okie dokie.
When you run the N64 emulator, it only works with the analog stick, the left analog stick.
Yours truly, Princess Toadstool, Peach.
well. I think it's running at 60 frames per second. There's absolutely no performance issues. This is a 32-bit video game console released in 1994. I think it was pretty expensive. It cost like $599 back in 1994.
Roger, I release.
Prepare for Operation Starblade. Calling Starfighter Geosword. Calling Geosword. Come in, Geosword. The enemy task force, mechanized planet Red Eye, just...
Located enemy flagship.
When it was running, it ran pretty well. Third person. House of the Dead is a calorie shooter game.
Others are still inside. Save them.
Pretty choppy. Kind of choppy. Not very good. Maybe the emulator that they're using on this RetroArch isn't very good. Or maybe my computer is too slow to run it. Okay, that wasn't very good. Sony Playstation. Play my favorite game called Gran Turismo. I had one of these Preludes back in the 1990s. Great car. Always liked Honda. Always bought Hondas. Or Acura. Honda Acura. Runs pretty good. No problem running this at all. Okay, that ran pretty good. For this simulator, you just have to put the ROMs, the BIOS files in the ROMs folder. I have a tutorial about that, if you're interested in seeing it.
Mission 1, start. Heavy machine gun. Thank you. Thank you. Heavy machine gun. Lane shot. Thank you. Heavy machine gun.
That ran flawlessly.
The House of the Dead. The House of the Dead.
We're meeting G over there. Please be safe, G. How could anyone do this? Gee! James, I tried. So under... Harry and Amy are coming to back...
See if it even works. measurement. Try to change the view. Okay.
Fight one, ready, go! Ready, go!
Okay, that runs pretty damn good. Really surprised. Okay. One thing I did forget was MAME. I'll be running that last. Showing you some stuff on it. Let's run. My favorite game, the Ninja Warriors. Okay, let's run that. For this game, you have to change the aspect ratio because it doesn't look right. So to do that, you press the hotkey and the action button. Hotkey is select, action button is here. This is to go back. So if you go to this retro arc-like menu, like I said, this is a fork or a development from RetroArch. You press back, you go to settings, go to video, go to scaling. Got to change the aspect ratio. I think for this it's 4:1. Let's try 32:9. Let's see if that works. That's good. This runs really well. I think it's much better than running it on a single board computer like a Raspberry Pi or whatever. So this game took up 3 screens. I guess this isn't long enough for it. It's having problems running it on the Orange Pi PC. Okay, it runs pretty good. So my thoughts on using Batocera on an old computer like this, on an old 14-year-old computer with an old 14-year-old graphics card or a GPU. I think it's these old computers can still be used. They could be used for servers, like which I'm doing with this computer. I also tested out Batocera to see how well it performs with emulation, and it's much better than what you can get from a single board computer like a Raspberry Pi 3, Raspberry Pi 4, Raspberry Pi 400, Orange Pi, Odroids, Banana Pi, or whatever, Asus Tinker board, you name it. It's running it on an old PC is still much better. I didn't have any problem running even the most demanding emulators like Dreamcast, like the Sega Dreamcast, and it's a viable solution for people who don't have a lot of money and who may have an old computer lying around. If they want to play arcade games, they can, or if they want to play emulation or retro games, they could do that on an old PC. And it's a pretty viable option. They don't have to go out and spend a lot of money to do that. So anyways, thanks for watching. My Ace 1000KS 1975 signing out. And if you have any comments, just leave them in the comment section. Okay? Thanks for watching.